Good morning. 9 o'clock a.m. on Monday, January 22nd, 2024. Let's see if I've got an audio confirmation out here on this one. Unmute it for me. Yep, I hear me. Now unmute desktop audio so that speaker bot can be hoid. Let's see, and I need to move that panel over there. So I think I'll start with the laptop results. I was just reviewing it before starting this show and kind of went a little bit over time. I canceled Saturday's show for those of you who don't know because I had unplanned time with my grandson when my daughter had to go to work, and we had a good time. Well, yeah, I can't tell you about that part that we did because we're supposed to keep that a secret from his mother. No, don't worry about it because we told her we were keeping a secret from her. We were just going to prank her with something. So the way I'm going to go show and tell and talk about that laptop is by going to the videos that I made with this laptop. From there, all the way down to, let's see, Friday, there's a few videos in there that aren't regarding that laptop, but that's 36 videos in that. There's some Fortnite videos in there, and a Windows Daily. Let's see, I guess we're just down to that point. Let's see, where did factory reset. No, I got to go back further, down to here. Here on Thursday is when I discovered the exclamation mark for Windows Defender, and when I go into Windows Defender, I get the blank white screen, and I reported that to you on Friday's show. Yeah, because I knew about it at that point. So I made all these videos, and I changed the titles of them. It's kind of my notes of the process. So I configured, excuse me, Lizette's Google and Microsoft accounts, and then notice the Defender exclamation mark. So this shows when I noticed it, 3:16 on Thursday. And then here, exploring the Defender exclamation mark, troubleshooting the Defender exclamation mark. I thought at that point it might have been the Microsoft account. I found the MD Tech had video regarding it with a bunch of registry deletes. That didn't fix it. Major Geeks McAfee referral removal tool, that didn't help it. MakeUseOf.com had a whole bunch of methods for fixing the problem. Repair and reset of Windows security did not work. Next, demonstrated that restore the generic user backup from after the Saturday show from the prior week when we did a generic user. That one on Microsoft Defender works properly. So but I couldn't ever get back to that. Okay, yes, I could have restored that and created a new user from that point, and I did not wind up doing that. Lizette search with no valid reason. It'll kind of, maybe as we go through the rest of this. I searched for a reinstall for McAfee to try to reinstall it. That was on Thursday. I was thinking of that, and somebody suggested that on Friday, I think it was. In fact, Zavi Manor, and I wound up using his link. We'll talk about that more when I get later to that video. Windows Central website using the DISM procedures to restore Windows files. That didn't solve it. So that video goes through all of that process. That one, let's see, where did it go? DISM. I'm going to click on that one so I can see what it is. No, it wasn't very large. I guess that one wasn't showing the whole process, but I thought it did. Oh, I know. I think I'd have a cell phone video of that. Then I did a factory reset procedure, exploring after the factory reset. That did not solve the problem. When I do factory reset, it has the Windows Defender problems exist right away on a factory reset. I go into Defender and I get these blank screens. Of course, McAfee is present. Then, so it wasn't the uninstalling of McAfee that caused the problem. Here, factory reset, and then uninstalled McAfee in the same order that I did on Saturday's show. I went back and watched Saturday's show and trying to replicate the somewhat success on Saturday. Well, success, because Defender did work after Saturday's show. But I did it in the same order. Defender's still broken. After reset, I tried Revo uninstaller, and Defender was still broken. That did not fix it. Then I tried reset from the cloud. When you do the factory reset, you can reset it from the local drive, or you can reset from the cloud. I thought, well, maybe that'll fix it. Nope, that's still, Defender was still broken. Factory reset from the cloud, then activating McAfee. So I did the factory reset and then actually activated McAfee instead of uninstalling it before that point. Because at that point, my theory was, well, maybe it worked on Saturday because McAfee had been up and running longer. But I actually unboxed the computer on Saturday, so that doesn't really hold water, but that did not solve it. I did a fresh Windows 11 install from a USB memory stick. McAfee is not present, and Defender was working properly. The laptop Windows update cleared all the device manager issues. So after doing a fresh install Windows 11 from a USB, it actually did install all of manufacturer drivers. And I proved that later by going to the manufacturer's website and letting it do its automatic driver installation. It found nothing that was needed. So Windows Update handled all of the manufacturer drivers. That was good news. Initialize Microsoft Edge. Okay, then here, these ones that say laptop, those were not troubleshooting this session anymore. These were making little short videos utilizing that laptop that eventually I'll maybe make those into videos that I'll publish on the channel. But basically, fresh Windows install from Windows 11 is what I wound up doing, and then building the computer up from there. I could have restored from Saturday and added the user account for Lizette, but at this point I had a fresh install of Windows, and I had a reason why I'd like to have a bunch of short videos about all these different steps for my normal setup procedure, so I just decided to go ahead and do that. So all these ones that begin with the word laptop, that's not troubleshooting, that's the computer initialization steps that I typically do. And then here, let's see, I went back, this is troubleshooting. With Windows 11 factory restored image, AB52 is the video number, the backup number. I attempted to reinstall McAfee. Then I installed Group Policy Editor on Windows 11 Home. Yes, that's a thing. You can do that. And I did that in that video. That might wind up publishing that video too, of how to install Group Policy Editor on a Windows 10 or Windows 11 Home edition. That, of course, had nothing in it regarding McAfee, because the thing that says your security is managed by your IT administrator, that wasn't set by Group Policy Editor, because Group Policy Editor wasn't installed and active on that computer at the time, but there's registry entries for policies. So I went and browsed the relevant registry hives where the policies are stored, trying to find it. And that would take a lot to really do it thoroughly when I don't know really what I'm looking for. So I was looking for something in security elements that might have an impact that was causing that Windows Defender screen to just be white, and then on one of them would tell me about that my security is managed by my IT administrator. I tried safe mode. I had the same symptoms. Still could not get into Defender. And then let's see, Gmail. This is back Lizette configurations. So that's we're done with the troubleshooting. Now this one, fixed Defender exclamation. Oh, that's just, when you set up a computer, the Windows Defender will have an exclamation mark wanting you to turn on the more advanced browsing safeguards and OneDrive. So that's all that referred to there. All right, so that's the rundown. I delivered the computer to her office desk yesterday. So that is gone, done, over with. And I had other topics on Saturday, and I'm probably going to start feeding them day by day during the week, some of them, because I had a few topics on Saturday that I was interested in doing. But let's go take a look at chat. Actually, I just noticed Lundog's new comment. This is a registry problem. I'm absolutely sure of it. And that's why Windows needs to take each of its features and have them installable. Now, I've got, here's something that I'm really suspicious of. The laptop came to me, I unboxed it on Saturday. We did configuration initialization of it, and Defender was fine. We uninstalled McAfee using the normal uninstall procedures of McAfee. Now, I wasn't certain when I was working on this laptop whether we had actually gone into Windows Defender and looked at it on Saturday. So I restored the backup image that I did after Saturday's show, 2 Saturdays ago. And Defender was fine. It worked. So that meant as the computer came out of the box, Defender was fine. But when I did the manufacturer reset, both locally and cloud, those were both damaged. So I'm really suspecting that there's something about that perhaps HP discovered the problem and fixed the installed image on the computer, but did not fix the reset image that's stored locally on the drive or in the cloud. It's kind of difficult to buy that because they would have had to re-image the laptop with the correct image. Well, that ought to have been re-imaged with an updated restore image, reset image on the drive. So yeah, I'm not entirely convinced that it is a registry problem, but it certainly is implying that, because that's what the message says. Your security is administered by your IT, or has been whatever, you can't access it. So seems like there should be a registry point. And I couldn't find what I could do if I were to take more time with the computer. Well, no, that doesn't work either. See, the problem with reinstalling McAfee, which I tried, is there's several different flavors of it. And even the McAfee website, Zavi provided a link on Saturday, and I read through that more, and there's one line in there, buried in there, that says, if your software came from the store that you bought it from, you can go to their website and reinstall it. Well, I went to their website. There's nothing there for reinstalling it. The only thing they have is for buying.
Have you tried resetting the Windows security app?
I got to go see what that... Let's see. Have you tried resetting the Windows? Yes. And that was in one of those video titles I said, both repair and reset. And that did not solve it. And I did DISM and a whole bunch of stuff. If you didn't see those at the beginning of the show, I went through the video titles describing all the things that I did. And that was a question from Rand Israel. Lost my point. Oh yeah. So reinstalling McAfee, I couldn't find any place to reinstall the same thing that had been on the computer on the factory reset image, which also means I couldn't get to the McAfee that was on the computer when I unboxed it, because when I unboxed the computer, it was different than a manufacturer factory reset. Say that 3 times in a row real fast. Caramba. All right, I'm going to go look at chat. John Williams, hope you had a nice, pleasant weekend. Yeah, reasonably enough. Did you see the football game in San Francisco? No. I've tried to become a football fan, and it just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't do it for me. Alice, hello. Mike Wojcik, hello. Brian says, we're all in our places with sunshiny faces. Good morning to you, Mr. Fresnoville. Thank you, Brian. Ran Israel, Selden Ball with a weather report. No jacket today. Oh, the humanity. Yeah, it's not as cold. Yeah, we've got a lot of rain here. You guys should be watching the premiere of Super Hot on Hulu. I know so many people in the hot sauce community. Okay, I'm going to skip through that a little bit. Richard Rogers, hello. Is it true Windows is stopping support for Windows 10 next year? Yeah. October 2025. Yep, no more security updates. Absolutely true. Zavi Menor's here. Alice Rick Lakes drives a stack through stake. I think that's supposed to be stake, S-T-A-K-E, through McAfee. Oh, yeah, he says, it clarifies there. Stack stake. Stack stake. Stake stack. Stake stack. Stack stake. Lon Doug, I think I went down the road of how to rebuild Windows Defender or repair it, or more importantly, reinstall, which I think I discovered was possible by the terminology used in, but I was finding which I thought was odd. Microsoft and stuff built into their products don't necessarily have a reinstallation process, which they should. They do have a reset process, and I think that is comparable to reinstall. And then the other things that they have is DISM and System File Checker. Those are the ways to reinstall Microsoft components. Although now that you mention it, I never did look here. Let's go appwiz.cpl and then Windows features on and off. Is there anything about security in here? Yeah, Windows Defender Application Guard. I did not look in here. I did not deal with this for that laptop, but these are Windows features. Now, it's not uninstalling, that's just turning them on and off. I really don't feel that that would have been a solution for it, though. But, yeah, I've been wrong before. Been battling a Cronus TI 20. I saw been battling, and I thought you were going to say, what's that pandemic thing that everybody's been sick with over the last few years? I thought that's what you're going to say. You've been battling a Cronus TI 2019 issue. Well, tell us what the issue is, Greg. Let's see. Scanning. Let's see. Been battling a Cronus. Let's do Greg M. Yeah. Oh, COVID. Yeah, that's the word that I was thinking of. Okay. But it's been my experience that isn't possible in many instances. RAN, yeah, confirms it's October 25th, 2025, unless you're willing to pay for extended support. Now, if you keep using Windows 10 past that date, is it going to crash or lock up or be infected right away? No. It just means that Microsoft is not obligated to provide security updates after that. They might still provide a security update occasionally. They did it for previous versions of Windows. When something really hazardous came out, they went ahead and sent out security updates, but not on a regular basis, and they're not obligated to do it. But it is generally accepted and considered to be unsafe to continue using Windows 10 after that date. If you choose to continue using it, will you have a problem? Odds are that you won't, to be honest. And the reason I say that is because even in this community, we have people still have Windows 7 and Windows XP around And I haven't heard them reporting, yeah, I got infected again. You're not as secure, and you really ought not to do it, especially if you have personal information on it, such as credit card information, banking stuff, and so on. The extended support, it's really expensive. Only really large corporations can afford it. It's not, you're looking at, like, for one computer, I think it's maybe like $150 a month. I'm just throwing that out. I don't know if that's the number. It's probably less than that, but I think, yeah, it's probably not going to match the cost of a computer in a year, but it's pretty expensive. Never considered it, never will, no idea. I have heard it reported before how much it is. Really don't think I think it'd be out of the ballpark for you. Well, okay, let's go find out. Did somebody already find out? SpeakerBot is on, isn't it? I haven't heard anybody do SpeakerBot. Are you able to alert me if something's going wrong? Well, I haven't even seen any SpeakerBot messages. Let's see. 909 ran Israel. Having more fun than I want again. My AMD 5700 build. It posts, but does not want to boot from Windows 10 C drive, nor from various rescue flash drives.
Yes, you did.
Okay, Ran, I briefly heard a little bit of sound.
Speaker is working.
Yeah, I got speaker is working, but I didn't get Ran's previous one. I just heard a little click, a little blip. It does not come through very good in my headset. Having more fun than I want, again, with my AMD build. It posts, but does not want to boot from Windows 10 C drive, nor from various rescue flash devices. So the Windows 10 C drive, that has a Windows installation.
You heard my question about resetting Windows security.
Heard the question. Oh, I heard your question earlier about reset Windows security. Okay, got it. I just didn't remember. Such a Doug. So Danielle, that C drive that's in there, is that the same C drive that computer used to boot from, and then suddenly it just stops booting? And then, so then I'd be suspecting a defective CPU or memory. If you can't boot from a flash drive either, then that takes the suspicion away from your hard drive or SSD, whatever it is. But if you got a bad storage drive, you should be able to boot from a flash drive, assuming you know the process on that computer for booting from a flash drive. Do you? I mean, some computers, what key presses do you do to get into that? It's easiest if you can boot Windows and then do an advanced restart. That's the easiest way to get to boot from a flash drive. So is the flash drive problem because the computer won't recognize it? Does it not give you the choice? If you get to a point, a boot menu, where you can choose to boot from the flash drive, then we're okay. If you still can't boot to the flash drive from that point, then I'd be suspecting a hardware problem. That Windows screen says contact your IT professional is just a splash screen when the program within Windows detects a problem. Well, that could be. It might be just it said your security is managed by your IT. It didn't say contact your IT, I don't think. And then it leaves the guy with the problem. Let's see, where do I quickly have that?
I can easily get into the BIOS and change the boot order.
Danielle says I can easily get into the BIOS and change the boot order. So do you get to see it? Changing the boot order isn't enough if you don't see it actually trying to boot from the thumb drive, because if there's let's see. Well, can you get to the point? Do you actually see something indicating it's trying to boot from the flash drive? Lawn Dog says, don't go chasing the specific verbiage, but it's function built into the Windows operating system. See, you can't tell me I know this is how it is and then expect me to not just chase it down. Am I just supposed to accept what you say as fact? No, I don't buy that. No. Don't say don't go chasing that. If you could say don't go chasing that, I might be wrong. That's a different thing. You say don't go chasing down that because I'm right. No. I think it says your security is managed by your IT. Contact your IT. So I don't think it's just a splash screen. Leaves the guy with the IT problem. This is a registry problem. I'm absolutely sure about it. I'm really inclined to think that too. Some parts for future troubleshooting. Gray Wolf is suggesting to Daniel BIOS update. Windows Defender is so intertwined deep in the systems, hard to go high wire. Specific products should be able to be reinstalled. Didn't find anything other than comments that it was possible. I didn't even find comments that it was possible. If you did, give me a link to that. Don't tell me what you think you remember. Give me a link. Give me something. I did not trace it down to the point where I could give you a reinstall procedure. I got sidetracked. Just like I'm sidetracked right now, Program Premiere is super hot. Personally, I would just use a not mall Windows ISO, a not normal. I would use a normal Windows ISO. Who was that to? Are you talking to Danielle or me? Not sure what that is in reference to. Nuke from orbit, use some normal. Well, that's what I did. In that list of videos, I told you that I did a full, fresh Windows 11 install to fix it. Oh, maybe you weren't watching at that time. Finding a registry error isn't an easy thing to do, nor is it easy to find something that you can direct where to look. Now, I was thinking that if I could find the correct version of McAfee to install, I could use one of those installation monitoring tools that can show me everything that the installation did, including the registry entries. Yes, I have tried resetting and I tried repair. Yeah, so Rand, you didn't watch my first rundown at the beginning of the show. I always have problems with home networks. It seems so confusing. I don't think home networking is very useful. I get along with it okay. There's sometimes you have to go around and do something a different direction if it's like, particularly if you're trying to access something by the computer name. If that doesn't work, then do a search by the IP address of that computer. You can also use what's the hosts? The hosts file to associate IP addresses with computer names. Well, Doug, if McAfee was different from the original OEM version, chances are it went and updated itself and, of course, added changes as part of product improvement, something like that. Where is the confusion to DOCO? Yeah, so what is there something you'd like help with, DOCO, or suggestions for? I wouldn't suspect that what came on the machine originally is what you wind up with after doing an update or starting the program. DOCO needs an idiot's guide for home networking. We are idiots guiding idiots around here, so you're welcome. You're among friends. Greg M., because you live in Canada, you need to start to know the name of Mike Jack. Keep your eyes open for him on YouTube. I know him. October 14th, 2025 for Windows 10 end of support. Possible North American world champer pepper eating. Skipping through that, off topic. Does home network Does home network work if you have a Windows PC and an Apple laptop? Oh, well, that's more difficult. Windows home networking doesn't get along, it's a little more difficult with an Apple laptop. There are some things you can do to communicate between them. I don't know that I can talk about that off the top of my head. Greg had COVID a year ago. I have never had it. I still wear masks when I'm out in public, and I am rarely in groups of people. Ran to Daco, you can make it work, but you have to teach Apple to talk SMB and CIFS. Yeah, that sounds familiar. A Acronis True Image Monitor needs to be set as run as administrator on Windows 10, otherwise Windows 10 says no such issue. A Acronis True Image Monitor needs to be set as run as administrator on Windows 10, other Windows 10 systems, no such issue. All right, so what I'm understanding is, I'll just do this on Macrim Reflect, is you're going to the program, you can do run as administrator here, or you could go to an icon on your desktop. Can we do it on the program file? Go to properties and advanced and run as administrator. So if you do that, then every time you launch it, it's automatically going to launch in administrator mode, and you're going to have to give the approval to allow it. The user account control should come up then. I'm kind of skipping through things that are off topic. I understand. Thank you for sharing, and I got it, but not reading it out into the video. That is pure awful from what, yeah, I got it. And here's a Wintermute with a book for dummies. There we go, networking for dummies. Does that book include Apple? Buy on Amazon over, let's see, author, Doug Lowe. Oh, Doug Lowe. Am I related to him? We have the same first name. I would doubt in a book for dummies that it would include Apple. That seems like it'd be more advanced. Yeah, what Londa, she was referring to this, had most diseases, I think, or long COVID. That's what it was. Computeritis, there is no cure. There we go.
That's low, Doug.
We're all lost causes around here. Rand, that's low, Doug. What did I say that's low? Just structure DNA RMA. Skip through a little bit. Skip through the health stuff. Daniel, I can easily get in BIOS and change the boot order. Got that earlier. Let's see, it has latest BIOS, ran well for a month or two. Okay. Were you previously able to boot on a USB thumb drive? Do you have experience doing that on that computer? And let's see, you'd have to boot something in order to test the CPU and RAM. The next thing, if you can't even get that far, the next thing to do would be swapping out parts. We already did that. Windows CCleaner might find that registry problem. Detect registry values left behind. Alice says that's a good point. At some point, I had to stop. Stop it. Lawn Dog asking who is messing with XP. Common license did not work from an OEM. License key. Installed XP. Skimming through. We're a little bit past. Yeah, I remember somebody was using an XP computer for a specific purpose. Skimming through because it's time for me to end the show. Martin Hogg's suggestion, though not verified, try Opera browser. Well, that might, yeah. Long dog's getting long dog, 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 long dog. Right. That's enough. That's enough. Let's have a happy Monday, everybody. I wish you a really successful and enjoyable week this week. Be strong this week. Wait. Strong or weak? Weak, strong. All right. Hit the button, Doug. All right. Goodbye.